Imagine looking up into the sky and seeing something humanity has never seen. Not the moon, not an eclipse, not an aurora, a ring, a giant ring wrapped around Earth like Saturn. It sounds fake, like one of those space ideas people make up because it looks cool. But scientists think it may have actually happened, not yesterday, not in human history, but around 466 million years ago, Earth may have had a real debris ring orbiting around its equator. And if that sounds like a beautiful idea, it may also have been a dangerous one, because this ring probably did not appear gently. The leading idea is that a large asteroid passed too close to Earth. Once it crossed inside Earth's Roche limit, gravity would have started tearing it apart. Instead of staying one object, it would have broken into huge numbers of fragments. Those fragments could then have spread out into a ring orbiting the planet's equator, just like the debris rings we see around other worlds. So, this would not have been a magical Saturn-style makeover. It would have started as destruction, a close encounter, a body ripped apart by gravity, a storm of debris trapped around Earth. And over time, that debris would not just stay up there forever, it would keep falling. That is where the story gets really interesting. Scientists did not come up with this idea out of nowhere. They were trying to explain a weird pattern from the Ordovician impact spike, a period when Earth saw a dramatic increase in asteroid impacts. In the study, researchers looked at 21 impact craters from that period and found that all of them sat in a near-equatorial band, even though only about 30% of the land surface suitable for preserving craters was near the equator at that time, while about 70% was at higher latitudes. Under normal circumstances, impacts should be much more spread out. That is the part that makes the ring idea hit hard, because random asteroid impacts do not usually line up like that, but debris falling out of an equatorial ring would. The same broader period also includes unusually high amounts of meteorite debris in sedimentary rocks, along with evidence of tsunamis and other impact-related chaos. The ring hypothesis ties those clues together. One major breakup, then debris raining down over a very long time. So if this idea is right, ancient Earth may have looked incredible from the surface. A bright ring stretching across the sky. Something permanent, something enormous, something no human has ever seen with their own eyes. But it may also have changed the planet itself, because Earth is tilted. And if a ring sat around the equator for tens of millions of years, it would not just look dramatic. It could also cast shadows over parts of the planet. Researchers suggest that this shading may have reduced the amount of sunlight reaching Earth's surface, and possibly contributed to global cooling. That is where the idea stops being just beautiful and starts getting unsettling. This ring may not have been decoration. It may have been a planetary sunshade. The authors point out that Earth began cooling dramatically around 465 million years ago, and by about 445 million years ago, it had entered the Hernantian Ice Age, the coldest period in the last half-billion years. They do not claim the ring definitely caused all of that, but they do argue it may have played a role. So think about what this means. Earth may once have looked more spectacular than any planet in the modern sky. And that same ring may have helped make the world colder, more hostile, more unstable, more alien than the Earth we know. That is why I love this idea, because it takes the most familiar planet possible, our own, and makes it feel strange again. Not with aliens, not with fantasy, with real evidence and a real scientific hypothesis. A broken asteroid, a ring around Earth, debris falling for millions of years, and maybe even a shadow large enough to help cool the planet. So no, this is not confirmed history, but if the scientists are right, Earth once had something almost impossible. Not oceans of lava, not a second moon, not a sky full of fire. A ring like Saturn, wrapped around our world.